So today I'm out and about having a walk. It's a glorious day and I've come down with something. Don't know what it is, I hope it passes soon, but hence why I look more homeless than normal. But look at this weather, look at this behind me. It's an absolute scorching day, there's no excuse not to be out. So I came out and I can't do very much because I am ill, so I decided to play Pokemon Go. I hate myself for it because, well, my friend got me into it this summer, which is obviously way behind the curve for popularity of the game, but it just keeps going. There's no end, there's no conclusion to it. It's unproductive, it's horribly addictive, and it's kind of just a waste of time. I mean, you go from playing the game, you get stronger at the game by doing more missions, and then you do even more missions to become even stronger, and you just keep playing it. Now, I understand it's a kids game. The reason I played Pokemon to begin with was it was a kids game, but you'd still want a conclusion, surely. I don't know. So this is what I mean. You come to one of these places, you click, you do some sort of garbage, you move on, you go somewhere else, you do the same lot of garbage, you click, you fight something, but there's no conclusion to it. There's no productiveness to it. You can't really progress in the game. You just keep getting stronger and doing more and more missions until the missions become hard enough that it takes you longer to complete them. Don't know if that helps. So one of the things that's alright about feeling sorry for yourself is you can binge watch TV, which has got to be the first time I've done it in years. So I ended up blasting through the first 2 seasons of the Trailer Park Boys. Now, that came out probably a decade ago, so I'm really behind the mark on that. But anyway, because at the moment I'm looking for places to buy, I realised actually how much of a great deal living in a trailer park is. It's more of an American thing, but actually the rent's cheap, you're in a fully detached thing so you don't have neighbours disturbing you, and you got loads of leftover money from all lack of paying for rent, and you've got all the amenities right next to you. So as much as it's kind of seen not to be the classiest place to live, it's actually a great deal for a tight budget. If there was one close enough to a city, I might actually consider it, to be honest. I still look absolutely horrendous. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Anyway, so I was looking at another paper online. This time it is the vitamin C in the prevention and treatment of the common cold. Now, we obviously want to either completely prevent or get rid of a cold once we've got it as quickly as possible. At least this face does. And one way that's commonplace, at least in folktale, is vitamin C. Get a high dose of vitamin C and that'll kill off the cold as quickly as possible. Now, the paper I've been looking at is Vitamin C in the Prevention and Treatment of the Common Cold, published in 2016, so relatively quite recent. And it's basically an overview of the current research to date and what the overall outcome is showing. Now, the thing in this, it actually shows that vitamin C isn't actually that useful for getting rid of the common cold. Apparently beforehand, it has no greater increase in the prevention of the common cold. The best results given showed that if you took it in the days leading up to a cold, so if you were just permanently taking your recommended daily amount of 0.75 milligrams for men and just a little less for females, is it has a limited effect on how the affects the cold. So the idea is if you were taking this on a daily basis, once you start developing a cold, the severity and the duration of the cold should be a lot less, or should be a lot weaker than what it would otherwise be. Unfortunately, the tests done for that weren't conclusive, and the parameters and the consistencies between the tests carried out to prove this weren't really there and justified within the experiments and the following paper. So that kind of sort of rules that out in terms of where we are with the research to date. What it does show, however, is that if you take just above your daily recommended amount by 0.8 of a gram more vitamin C, once you start feeling the cold coming along, then that's where it's most effective. Not very effective, but in terms of effectiveness, that's where it will be most effective. Unfortunately, that only gives you a very small window. It says that as soon as you start feeling a cold coming along, you need to have your daily amount plus 0.8 grams additional amount of vitamin C within that first 24-hour or 1 day window from the moment you feel a cold coming on. Otherwise, if you have it the second day or anywhere further on, it's just not effective at all. The idea is if you hit it early, it does a little bit of benefit, and then if you continue that going along, it will assist in decreasing that cold, that timeline of the length of time you have the cold, and maybe weaken it a little bit from the severity. That isn't to say it does very much, but it will assist in your immune system, and that's where the research to date is most conclusive. However, we have lots of stuff you can put in. You can use penicillin, there's lots of vitamin C supplements, but basically what it says is your daily amount of vitamin C, as long as you're eating 5 pieces of fruit and veg, you're getting over your daily amount that you require anyway. So adding in that additional 8 milligrams is very easy. Basically, you just eat another couple of grapes. And in doing so, allows you to reach that threshold point and carry on. So really what this paper is showing that there's not much you can do going up to a cold, especially with the thought process of vitamin C. And then with additional supplements, vitamin C supplements, unless you've got an absolute deficiency in it, that's not really going to benefit you apart from maybe a placebo effect. Or if you don't eat fruit and veg at all, at least you're getting some sort of vitamin C into your system. But for the most part, it's basically just saying eat your 5 fruits and veg a day. If you start feeling something coming on, for me, it always starts in the throat because I've got a very big throat and it always seems to start there and then either work its way up or work its way down. Is as soon as you start feeling that coming on, boost the amount of fruit and veg you have that day. For me, I tend to go buy an innocent smoothie or something, chug that down, or I don't know, an extra punnet of grapes, I guess, an orange. Is that'll be enough to start it off, and then if you just maintain that for the following 5 days, that should hopefully reduce the effects and how miserable you feel from the cold. Not very helpful, I have to say. I thought vitamin C would be a major player, that kind of secret test, that secret antidote that you put together in your fight against the cold, but unfortunately it's not. It's the old boring routine of eat 5 pieces of fruit and veg a day, have enough sleep. And don't go in the cold with wet hair. That's another piece of advice. But that's it.